Welcome to the Make and Design podcast. I'm your host, Carina Gardner. On this podcast, we're unraveling the everyday joys and dilemmas of design, making, and business. For makers who want to be designers and for designers who are makers, this is your inside scoop to help you grow your business and bring more creativity to your life. Hey guys, I'm so excited because today we have a Design Suite member with us. Viveca Chenoweth is going to talk to us a little bit about her Design Suite experience. I have loved having Viveca. She came in early January, I think.
Actually, it was about mid-December when I actually
Mid-December. Okay. Yes. So even into last year, and has really had a great experience. And I love seeing what she is doing. She was already super artistic, really in fact, I would love for you to talk about this, Viveca, but just totally had like some styling things that she was already doing. Will you talk us a little bit about the kind of the artistry you did before you joined our program? Because I know you did like Zentangle and a few other things like that.
Right. I've actually, I've been creative since I was little. So I've since I was a child. So I've done just about every art and craft thing that you can imagine. But the last few years right before I joined Design Suite, I've been focused on my Zentangle art, and watercolor had been what I was working on, and not learning how to draw and put things together. So it was, I'm still trying to develop my more distinct style, but I love to learn. I love to do art. I love to do anything creative. So that's kind of where I've always been.
You know what is so fun too is Viveca has turned in some things where I'm like, I can see the influence of Zentangle because you are good about details. You brought in this really pretty, what is it, an Irish symbol? Something that crisscrossed together, a Celtic symbol.
Yeah, it was a triquetra. It was a Trinity knot, and I had put some Zentangle inside of that. I also did a Zentangle pumpkin, which was kind of cool. That was a little harder to do because I was trying to do it in the layers that you were, had taught us in Design Suite. So anyway.
Yeah. So amazing though, because I like seeing you bring what you already did to the table so that your stuff is really intricate and interesting and resonates with people. You've had a good experience, I think, with, as I have seen it, you'll have to tell us, like with the community. I feel like you are really great about getting on and chatting with people and just having a good time. You help people also get helped. Tell us a little bit about your community experience.
The Design Suite community is awesome. Everybody is so kind and very supportive. If you have a problem or a question about really just about anything, even if it's not design related, it's a lot of fun, and they always are quick to help you out. And I just felt like, okay, if I'm going to be a part of this, I need to help where I can help, and contribute where I can contribute. And I think that's pretty unique. Not all groups are like that. Not all the groups I've been in are like that. So that's a really great attribute of your program, is that the people are all just so kind and so helpful. I mean, we all work together to get us where we need to go with our goals and our designs.
Yeah, I love that about the Design Suite members. I don't know that has anything to do with me. I think it just has to do with like the amazing people that actually come in, because each of you you're so good at taking and giving, right? And it's like that kind of that mix of like, I need to take because I need to become a better designer, but wherever I can, and Viveca just said it, like she will give. And I think most of the members are that way, which is really unique and amazing.
Yeah, I agree. It's a great community.
Will you tell us about sales? So that's the thing. Everybody always is like, we come into Carina's program because they want to learn how to make money. First of all, have you learned how to make money?
Yes. I'm not making a ton of money, but I am making money, which is, and you were very clear from the beginning that this was not an overnight get rich quick kind of thing. This is you have to work, you have to do all the things that you teach us in Design Suite. You have to be consistent. and do the things. You have to do all the things. And it was really interesting because I'd only been in Design Suite just, not even a couple of months. And you said, you need to open an Etsy shop. And I was like,
now, I kind of pushed it, didn't I?
Yes, because you asked me what did I want out of Design Suite, and I said, well, I kind of want to make the money back that I invested, because this, it's a business, and it was not something that I took lightly, because this was a little different than some of the other courses that I'd looked at. But I talked to my husband and I said, this is a business investment. And if I'm going to do this, I want to do it right. And I want to pick a program that's going to help me meet the goals. And this looks like it. I mean, I took 2 or 3 days, well, maybe even more, to think about it. But I was like, I really, really want to do this, because Carina sounds like she knows what she's doing. And so that was in December, and then opened up my Etsy shop in the very end of February, and a week later I'd made my first sale. And
which is insane. Viveca, like, that's insane. Were you, like, what were your thoughts when you had that first sale?
I was so excited. And it wasn't like, a ton of money, but it was like, oh, somebody likes my stuff. And so I was very excited and very motivated. And I mean, it's been really pretty consistent ever since then, but it's because I stayed consistent with uploading my designs. And I did the art to cart that we do, where you challenge yourself, give yourself a goal, and have to, I think is it 10 a week?
Yeah. So we have within the community,
Yes.
guys, we have like challenges that we do. And one of them is called Art to Cart. And we're actually about to kick it off again, because we're doing this interview early in September. And honestly, when we started this particular challenge, I think, Viveca, it's not just you. It's like we saw every member who decided to do it make not just consistent sales, but they grew sales, which was
right.
The fact that you're able to stay consistent in the summertime, which we talk about how summer sucks. Summer's the worst. Yeah. And the fact that you can even stay consistent during that time is pretty incredible, like with any kind of sales, because we usually see most designers who are not doing their work, not uploading stuff, very often their sales just plummet, really, really plummet in the summertime.
Well, and mine were, I haven't had huge sales, but it has been consistent. I checked yesterday, I have 92 sales. So I'm almost to 100. I'm like, come on, just a few more. And then I also have my Creative Fabrica shop, which you had suggested that I open to repurpose my designs. And that one's a little harder to track, but I've got money in that little account there. So I'm excited that, that this is prior to the busy season. So I'm excited to see how that goes, and if my shop will take off, and I'm going to keep putting things in there.
It's going to do. I mean, I've never seen people not do very, very well in the fall if they've been smart and have followed our program for the last 3, 4, 6 months, which you totally have, which is super exciting. The number of designers, like, I've just been super excited to see what sales look like in really October, November, December gets me super duper excited, because that's really the forefront, realizing that customers aren't going to know you, completely cold to you, and they're still willing to buy your stuff.
Yes. And I've been getting good reviews too.
Yeah. Well, how does that make you feel?
Well, that makes me feel good, because it makes me feel like what you've taught us is applicable, and it's making it easy for our customers to use the product that we're selling, and that there's fewer issues on their end. And so that makes me feel really good, because I know that I wouldn't have known to do some of those things if I would have been trying to do it on my own. So that's good.
I agree with that. I think so many people are not paying attention to the customer experience. That's something that we talk a lot about in Design Suite, and trying to get the files really in good shape for customers. And I feel like you've done an excellent job. Like, the few times I've looked at your stuff, worked through your stuff, you do such a good job of making sure the customer is going to be happy with that final file.
Well, and that's one of the things I really appreciated about the program, is that you are a hands-on person, and you overshare and you give lots and lots of encouragement, and because sometimes you don't get that, and it's hard to know, especially when you're new and you don't really understand how some of the things work, to have someone who comes along beside you and goes, okay, this is how you do this, and you're very clear about it, and it works. And so that's, to me, whatever money I spent on the program has been worth every single penny, because I know that I'm getting quality instruction and quality support and all the things that I need to be successful. And so I know if I just stick with it, I've got to stick with it.
Yeah.
and those things will come.
Yeah, amazing. I appreciate that so much, Viveca. Okay, so I would love to hear about, like, what is your very, very, very favorite thing about the program? Like, what's like the thing that you're like, man, that's really been great for me. I feel like everyone's answer is always different on this one.
Wow, that it's tough because it's also good. I really enjoy the mentor meetings, because I get to see what other people are doing. It gives me inspiration. You and the team are really good about helping us figure out, okay, how can we fix this issue that we're having, or what can we do to make this design better? And the learning labs are kind of like that too. I really like those as well. But I'm like I want to take all the things. I want to take all the videos and all the classes, and so those really appeal to me. But they're also very, very helpful, because you're learning how to make your designs better, and that's what we need to be doing, so that people will want our designs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the difference between the amateur and the professional. It's, to me, it's such a huge difference. The way the file ends up in the customer's hands, the number of times we've bought files and we see that's just a disaster. I mean, I can't imagine any regular person wanting to use that file. So making sure that the customer really likes the file they're getting, and that it's usable, applicable. And then, of course, we talk about the business end, like the keywords and the SEO, and making sure that you guys are good that way as well. Viveca, you've been like a star student in the program. Like, I love watching you just rock and roll and go for it. And you're not afraid. This is one of the things that's really cool about Viveca, and I can't recommend enough. If you're someone in Design Suite or thinking about coming into a program like ours, that I can't recommend enough. And that is, like, be flexible. And if you hear someone tell you, like, hey, it's time to open your Etsy shop, like, I couldn't believe, like, I was like, okay, it's been a couple, like, I think it's time. And she's like, okay. And then you did it. Do you know how people don't do it? You just did it. And then she's so consistent about uploading her stuff and making sure that she's good. What would you just say to someone who, like, really wants to make money doing this, wants to be an artist who is making money? Like, what would your advice be to them?
I would say that you can do it. I have the privilege of being retired, so I have a lot of time that a lot of people don't have who work, but it's you can work at a pace that's good for whatever your situation is. And I would just say do it. I had been doing my art for myself. I felt like I was a hobbyist. I wasn't really doing much with it. It just was for me. And so when I saw your ad on, I don't remember where it was, Facebook or Instagram, one of them, I thought, wow, I could be learning and still make money at the same time. So, and then my art, I can share it. It's a little bit different because of the kind of design I'm doing than what I normally would, but I'm still sharing it with other people. I'm helping them solve a problem, or be able to create something easily that they wouldn't otherwise. And so I would just say, just do it. It's worth it. It's it's a lot of fun. It's exciting to see those sales come in, and just keep the mindset that this is not going to happen overnight. You've got to work. You've got to do the work. And if you do the work, you're going to be successful. You can't help but be successful. If you never try, you're never going to be successful.
It's so true. And I love that if you never try, you'll never know. You'll
Yeah.
never know. So it doesn't hurt to just go ahead and try. I love that.
Well, and even if you fail a little bit, or whatever that looks like, you've learned something. You learn from your mistakes, and so you just take that and go with it and keep going forward a little at a time.
Yeah, agreed. So this is what we're going to give you guys in the show notes. First of all, we want you to be able to go see what Viveca is up to. So will you tell everyone where they might be able to find your design work right now?
Yes. You can go to my Etsy shop. It's VRC Digital Design. And that's where I am. That's where all my little things are.
Yeah. And we'll give you the link to it, you guys, in the show notes. The other thing we're going to give you a link to is Viveca's affiliate link to Design Bootcamp. You heard that she came to a Design Bootcamp, and that's where she learned. And right now, and this might change if you're listening to this podcast later, right now, we only do admissions calls for people through Bootcamp. And there's a reason for that, because we want to make sure that you're serious about it. We are not a just accept everybody into the program kind of program. We're also definitely not a program where we are for everybody. We're quite serious. We want you to be able to make your money back. We want you to be like Viveca, doing the work so that we can help you become a solid business owner. So we're going to give you the link to the Design Bootcamp right here. And if you want to come join us, we'd love to see you there. We'd love to teach you something there. It's really inexpensive for what we do. Any last words, Viveca, for anybody who is an artist or a designer and thinking about not just our program, but really thinking about creating a business out of what they do?
I would say, it's scary a little bit to put yourself out there, but I was so surprised, and I'm still surprised at the things that I put on my shop and people buy. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool, because some of the things that I think were not that great, people bought them, and some of them are my best sellers. And I'm like, it's so funny and amazing how all that works. And so I would just say, do it. We put so much of ourselves into our art that it can be a little frightening, but it's worth it, because we have something to share, something that's going to appeal to not everybody, but somebody might just absolutely love what we put out there. So I would just say, do it. You just have to. You have to share.
I agree. Isn't that so crazy? I've talked about this in Design Suite. Like, some of my best sellers were the things that I threw together in 2 seconds because I was just fulfilling a deadline. And they're my best seller, seriously, hundreds of thousands of downloads. And it is so incredible to me that there's a lot of designers or aspiring designers out there who feel like it needs to be perfection before they put it up, when that is the wrong way to think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will confess, I'm a perfectionist, but your program has shown me that I don't have to be. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be done and get put up there. And not to say that I, don't feel like I'm trying to do my best. I do try to do my best, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And it's so much more fulfilling to go, okay, it's not quite what I would want it to be, but I'm going to put it up there anyway, and then somebody buys it. That's the part that's amazing and exciting.
Yeah, I love it so much. You guys, I'm so glad Viveca was able to come on and talk to you guys. If you resonated with this and you want to come join us in a design boot camp to learn exactly how we think about sales and why we're able to do sales, click on her link below. If you want to go check out her Etsy shop and just see what she's up to, for sure, go click a link, and you can even message her and say, I listened to your podcast episode at CarinaGardner.com. I thought it was amazing, and give her a shout out, because she's done such an amazing job. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you soon. Hey, did you know that you can visit me at makeanddesign.com to learn more about this podcast and join my VIP group for weekly freebies? I can't wait to see you there.